Hi, everybody. Good morning. Hope you're good out there. So let's go straight into it. For those who have been asking, why did the government of Enugu State not patronize Innoson Motors with the purchase of the CNG powered buses? Enugu State Governor Dr. Peter Mbah has finally addressed the burning question on many lips: why the state government didn't purchase compressed natural gas CNG buses from Innoson Vehicle Manufacturer IVM, Nigeria's homegrown automobile company based in Enugu. In a recent statement delivered by Prince Josh Eja, he's a special advisor to the governor on research and publications. The governor emphasized that governance is not just about patronage, but about getting the best value for the people. According to him, the decision was purely based on competitive pricing and service quality, a move that he insists is in the best interest of Enugu residents. So let's listen to him. We have to leave it here. Maybe on another day, we're going to talk about Enugu Air. Some people have been complaining about the fact that why didn't the state government patronize Innoson for this kind of CNG buses? Because Innoson produces these kinds of buses. Why do they have to import, that kind of thing? So I don't think we have much time. My producers have been saying that we have just 2 minutes. I don't know if you can speak to that. Just if you have 1 minute to just wrap up.
Okay, thank you. The administration of Governor Peter Mbah, let me make it very clear, believes in local content. Because when you look at almost all the projects that this administration is doing, most are driven by local content, local contractors, and because this is how you empower your people. And again, the CNG buses, yes, the administration had actually patronized Innoson before, but you also look at we are talking about competition. You don't, there's no economy that will thrive on monopoly.
Absolutely.
Well, yes, and that is one of the problems we wanted to have recently in the
oil sector.
Yes, oil sector. Yes, where a few people to monopolize the market. The market should be open up for competition. So if you know you can survive, you play on. You bring your price, the other people bring their prices, and they compare notes, right? And people who are bringing this investment into Enugu State are also local people, So we don't throw them out because of emotion. The state has patronized Innoson and also patronizing other people. People who are working with these buses, our people, right?
Absolutely.
So they are our people. We also have to patronize them if their prices are good, and if they give us offer that you don't say maybe you are selling 1 million naira and we are getting 200,000 naira, the same product, because of emotion we go for that of 1 million naira. No, we are talking about a competition. So give us the best and we patronize you, and
Absolutely.
we'll be patronizing Innoson. When you also look at some of the security vehicles, you see Innoson.
Absolutely.
Right?
So we have heard from Prince George, who is the special advisor to the governor on research and publication. He also clarified that Governor Mbah has in fact engaged Innoson Motors in other significant areas, particularly in the supply of security and operational vehicles for various state agencies, proving that the state is not ignoring local manufacturers. However, critics have raised counterpoints, and they're asking, wouldn't paying a premium to support a local manufacturer like Innoson lead to a long-term benefit such as job creation, increased production capacity, and industrial growth? Well, if you ask me, that argument is very valid, holds a lot of water, and of course sparks a lot of debates. And the question is, should value for money always come before economic empowerment? So what do you think? What's your thoughts? I will be in the comment section. I would really love to hear from you. Let's speak to these issues, because again, a government, we have a governor who now sees government and runs government like business. I mean, when you are a businessman, you want to go for the best price for what is gained. If person A brings a quotation and says 30 million naira is what I would take for this, person B comes and says I would take 25 million, and maybe person A would produce this particular thing in Nigeria, and the other person says it's going to import the other particular equipment, but it's going to be for a lower price. Where do you go from here in terms of, you know, the pricing and what it cuts across, or what it entails? So what do you think? And then other people will argue that, look, even if you pay more, all right, if you pay more to a local manufacturer, you are increasing their capacity. You're also helping them grow their business, and beyond that, you're also keeping money here. We've always cried about spending monies and making other people's countries better than ours by paying premium, by paying a lot of monies to, you know, foreign companies, and thereby sending jobs there. Whereas we have companies here who can do the same thing. And then when we pay these monies to these local companies, we can then increase our capacity and then grow our economy and then also employ people. You know, this argument has been on for a while now, and it's something that we really need to speak about. So where is the place of growth for the economy versus cheaper prices? So the questions remain. Should value for money always come before economic empowerment? What do you think? What do you make of it? I want to hear from you, really. I mean, it's something that I'm really, really, really interested in what you have got to say regarding this development. Do you think it is right to pay premium to a local manufacturer to grow our economy in the long run, or to pay something lower in order, of course, for something that is better for the state and for, you know, the people of Enugu is spending much more, you know, or spending less for the same value you would get? What do you think? I mean, there are people who would argue that was what China did. They said to themselves, look, they are closing down their economy. If they cannot produce or manufacture something, then they don't need it. So whatever they needed, they went as far as making sure that, you know, they produced. So do we have the capacity to do that now? Some people would also argue, does Innoson also have the capacity to produce 200 buses? Have they done it before? And their vehicles, are they durable? Are they better, you know, than these ones that have been imported from outside the country? You know, these are questions, raging questions, and I don't want, when you argue, I don't want you to just face one particular, you know, issue. Now, I've spoken about so many things, the factors around these particular issues, all right? So I want some interesting discussions on this. Let the argument be very, very interesting. Let it come from a place of greatness when it comes to a proper argument that can hold water anywhere. All right, I would love to have those discussions and those arguments right on the comment section. I'd love to hear from you on the next one. All right, see you later. See you in the comments.
True. So the next phase of this discussion would be about the fear that comes with the this 300 buses that will be eventually get on the road. Because again, I know since it's going to be cheaper, what we have in terms of other transportation means, the minibuses, the keke, run on fuel. So people are scared that they're going to lose jobs. There are also rumors about the banning of these vehicles from our city. Maybe some say they will be restricted to some areas. So is the government also looking in that direction? If people who know that the buses are cheap and then they follow the buses, it means that the guys who drive on mini buses and keke will be totally be out of jobs.
Thank you for this question, and let me reassure the people of Enugu State that nobody is going to lose any job, but an economy thrives on competition, right? An economy thrives on competition. So any economy that does not compete internally, we soon witness entropy implosion. So, and you know what, like I said earlier, what this administration is doing is for the people of Enugu State. The people of Enugu State gave their mandate to Governor Peter Mbah, and Governor Peter Mbah is only answerable to them by making their day-to-day living meaningful, affordable, raising their standard of living, you know. So, and again, it's just like when the governor commissioned in, I think, November 25, 2023, when the governor commissioned the water program or water project at 9th Mile, the state started producing 120 million liters a day. So most of these tanker drivers were, you know, afraid about losing their jobs, and governor said no, that none of them was going to lose their job. They should have to be creative. They should have to think outside the box. So, and that is the messaging to these keke riders and bus drivers that depend on fuel. You know, they have to think creatively and think outside the box. The joy of every thriving economy is a competition. So nobody is going to be. And again, let me also say this, you know, the governor is trying to create jobs. So you won't see maybe the governor trying to create jobs and at the same time trying to push other people out of. No. Want to create enough job, even get more people coming to Enugu to come and take job. Now, remember that we still have more employment to be made, right? Because the 260 smart schools in the state, they will also have these CNG buses.
Oh,
yes,
really?
That is the plan of the governor. In fact, if you get to the pilot the Owo campus of this smart green school, you see that it has, I think, 1 or 2 coasters, you know, for the school. So the governor has a huge plan for education, and some drivers who feel that they are no longer, they are becoming redundant, maybe because of the transport structure, the affordability of the CNG buses, can be trained and absorbed into the system. And again, the over 2,000 taxis that are going to be rolled out.
Oh, really?
Also, yes.
2,000 taxes?
Over that. Oh. The governor has promised that taxis are coming to, I don't know, there is this electric vehicle trending recently.
Yes.
Actually, people have been trending that about. So it's just an insight of what is going to happen. So more jobs, thousands of jobs are going to be created. So they don't need to be afraid. You know, they don't need to be afraid of anything.
Okay, so is it true that keke and minibuses will be banned eventually?
No, keke and minibuses are not going to be. In fact, there is no plan to ban keke and mini buses by the state government. Okay. But again, you know, the government is remodeling and restructuring the transport sector. So, and we have trunk A route, trunk B, C, and co. So now what happened is that with the remodeling of the transport infrastructure project, TIP, so keke may ply on certain routes, CNG on certain routes, or taxis on certain routes. So this does not pose threats, you know,
to the business of the
keke and mini buses.
Okay, so they will be restricted to some routes.
When you if you travel to United States of America, or even say Russia too, because Australia, just measure, you see how the transport system works. The transport systems are. So that is what the governor is bringing down to Enugu. There is going to be sanity in this transport system. So when you are going to maybe from this place to Independence Layout, you know that this is the vehicle you are going to board. you know, when you are applying inside the street, you know, okay, this I'm going to buy keke from, so everything is going to be streamlined. Okay. So there is no need keke riders or bus drivers being afraid. No. Governor has assured that they are not going to lose their jobs, but again, they have to be creative, you know, in the way they do something, because we also need them. They are people, and we want them to thrive so that they can bring take food to their family. So if they are banned, where would they go to? So there is no plan to ban them, but again, there is a restructuring on ground whereby each of those vehicular system will know where they will apply. Like take for instance, when these Okada guys now, you see that they have their own routes. Yeah. You know, they operate somewhere. When you get to 9th Mile, you see them. When you get to my village, you see them. When you get to some part of Emene, you know, you see them.
And I don't want, when you argue, I don't want you to just face one particular issue. Now, I've spoken about so many things, the factors around these particular issues. All right, so I want some interesting discussions on this. Let the argument be very, very interesting. Let it come from a place of greatness when it comes to a proper argument that can hold water anywhere. All right, I would love to have those discussions and those arguments right on the comment section. I'd love to hear from you on the next one. All right, see you later. See you in the comments.